Let's bring in Craig Button and talk about this. Hey, the playoffs right around the corner now. Only 11 games to go in the regular season for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'm sure fans are out calculating all the possibilities in that first-round opponent. Could it be the Bruins, the Panthers, the Rangers, even the Hurricanes? All possibilities. How do you think this is going to play out?
Well, when I look at the Eastern Conference in the two divisions, I don't think there's any question that the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes are going to be 1-2 in that Metropolitan Division. Now, that being said, I'm giving the edge to the New York Rangers right here, which means that they're going to get the second wild card, which even means that if the Toronto Maple Leafs fall back into the wild card spot, they would still get the first place team in the Atlantic, Boston or Florida. And if they finish third, they're going to get Boston or Florida. So when I look at the standings and look at what I consider to be the probabilities for the Toronto Maple Leafs, I don't think it changes in any measurable way unless the New York Rangers really fall off and Boston and the Florida Panthers can surge and be first overall in the Eastern Conference. That means that the Toronto Maple Leafs have to steel themselves for a playoff battle versus the Boston Bruins or the Florida Panthers, which is where I think the mindset has been, Rod, for the last number of weeks, not even to consider maybe months.
To your point, whether they're third or even a wild card, looking that way, that's where the odds are. The Panthers knocked out the Leafs last year. The Bruins have eliminated the Leafs 3 times in the last 10 years, all in Game 7. Which opponent would cause the bigger problem in round one for Toronto?
In round one, I think it's the Florida Panthers. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs would welcome playing the Boston Bruins in round one, despite the fact that they lost their last 2 games versus the Bruins. I think that they have a better chance because of their offense. Boston doesn't have the same level of offense that the Florida Panthers have. And the Florida Panthers, I think, are deeper than the Boston Bruins. I think they're harder than the Boston Bruins. They take chunks out of you, even if they're not winning. And I think that that would be the worst matchup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think that the Boston Bruins and the history and everything that goes with it, I think that that would be the best matchup come playoff time for the Toronto Maple Leafs in round one.
Well, if the Leafs are able to hang on to third in the division, FanDuel thinks that they will be facing the Bruins in round one. The Panthers, minus 240 favorites to win the Atlantic, with the Bruins listed at plus 190.